Hello class, welcome to today's video, and today we are going to start the 8th chapter of a Holy Reader book. Okay, so the name of the chapter is Greed Leads to Hell. This is your chapter number 8. So let us start. We should not be greedy, it takes us to hell. In this lesson, you will read a story of four friends. One of them was more greedy and how he was punished by God. Read and enjoy the story. So class, this story, it's about greed. It is said that we should not greed for a thing, okay? And it is always said greed leads to hell, okay? So we should work hard and and expect as and expect that much amount what we work, okay? We should expect that much only that we earn, that we work hard, for which we work hard. And if we feel greedy and if we earn things by any unfair means, so it will be dangerous for us, it will be not good for us, and it will lead us to hell. Okay, so let us enjoy the story now. Let us read the story now. Once upon a time, there lived four friends in a village. They were very poor. They wanted to earn a lot of money but didn't know how to do it. After a lot of consideration, they decided to leave their village and go somewhere else in search of wealth. So what happened? It was a once upon a time, there was a village, okay, and there were four friends who were living in that village, okay, and those friends were very poor, okay. So all of those friends, they wanted to earn a lot of money, but they were not having any idea that how they can earn money and and do their other things, do their other work. And after a lot of consideration, means they thought so much, after a lot of discussion, after a lot of consideration, after a lot of debate and thought, okay, what they decided to leave their village, and they should go somewhere else, it means outside their village, to search money, in search of wealth means here money, okay. After this, so one day they left their village. After a few days of journey, they reached a place called Ramnagar. Okay, so what happened? One day, what did they do? They left their village and they started their journey. And after traveling for a few days, where did they reach? They reached a place, and the name of the place was Ramnagar. The four friends gathered in a river. So, four friends bathed in a river and then worshipped in the temple nearby. Okay, so what did they do? When they reached that place Ramnagar, they took bath in a river, worshipped a temple. There was a temple in that place, and beside that river there was a temple, and after taking bath they went to that temple and worshipped there. There in the front of the temple they met a sage named Bhirvanand. They bowed before him in respect. The sage asked, "Where have you come from?" So what happened? There in that temple, what did they find? At the front of the temple, they met a sage. Sage, in Hindi it's called sadhu. Okay, and what was his name? His name was Bhiravanand. Bhirvanand. Bhiravanand. We'll pronounce it as Bhiravanand. Okay, so the name of that sadhu or sage, okay, that priest we can say in Hindi, his name was Bhiravanand. Okay, and when the four friends, when they saw him, they bowed before him. Okay, you bow in respect when you say, when a teacher comes to your class, and you say good morning, so you bow a little, right? When any elder comes before you, so you bow a little and say namaste and hello, whatever you say. Okay, so you bow in front of the other person just to show him or her a respect. Okay, so in that same manner, they also bowed in front of the sage. Okay, and then what the sage asked? The sage asked, "Where have you come from?" It means from which place they have come. "What's the purpose of your visit to this town?" He again asked that, for what reason are you here and you're visiting this town? One of his friends said politely, "We are friends, all of us are very poor." So, in this, among all those four friends, one of the friends, he answered whatever the sage asked. He said that we are friends. Okay, means we all are friends and we are very poor. So, in a bid to try our luck, we left our village and now we are here. Since you are an eminent sage, we expect that you would kindly help us to get rid of our poverty. Okay, so his friend, one of the friends said that we are very poor and we have left our village in search of some food, in search of some money, to earn some money and to earn a livelihood. Okay, and they are here in this village to try their luck so that they can earn some money. Okay, and he asked, the one of those friends asked the sage to help them to earn some money, to earn something for themselves, for their families. Okay, and he was a very powerful sage, okay, an eminent sage. Okay, so he asked, one of that friend asked the sage to help him to get rid of their poverty. Bhairava was very pleased with their behavior. He gave them 4 cotton wicks, one of one to each of them, and said, carrying the wicks in your hands, go in the direction of the Himalayas. Wherever your wicks drops, dig up that spot and you will find some hidden treasure. Collect the buried treasure, whatever it is, and return home. So what happened now? Bhairava, what did, he was very pleased by their behavior. Okay, and by getting pleased by their behavior, he gave 4 cotton wicks. Cotton wicks, have you seen? You pluck your ears with those cotton wicks. So that are only cotton wicks. It is a, cotton lies there, so that is also cotton. And cotton, you see diyas and all, it has cotton by which you light that diya, so that is only cotton wick. Okay, so the sage gives cotton wicks to all of them. It means he gives one cotton wick to one friend. Okay, and he says that take this wick and go to the Himalayas. Okay, and at whatever place your wicks drop or your wicks fall, dig that ground and you will find your treasure, and by taking those treasure, go directly to your home, don't go somewhere else. Okay, so what happened? The 4 friends became very happy. They set off in the direction of the Himalayas. They had hardly covered some distance toward the Himalayas that the wick of one of the friends fell from his hand. He quickly dug up the spot and uncovered a treasure of copper. So what happened? After getting those cotton wicks and knowing the purpose of those cotton wicks, all those friends were very happy. Okay? So they took that cotton wick and they went to the Himalayas, and they have traveled few kilometers only. So the cotton wick of one of those friends, it fell on the ground. Okay, and when that friend, without wasting any time, he started digging that ground, and when he had dug that ground, so what did he find? He find that a treasure of copper was there. A treasure was copper was present in the ground, and he became very happy, okay, by seeing that treasure. Now what happens? He invited his other companions to have their shares and return home. But his 3 friends called him stupid and proceeded deeper into the Himalayas to find more wealth. The one who had found copper returned home cheerfully with his wealth. So what happened? So the friend, one of those friends who had found the treasure of the copper. Okay, so what he has done? He invited all his other companions. His other companions means his other friends. Okay, he invited his other friends and he told them, let us distribute this among 4 of them and let us go to our home. Okay, so what did his friends said? His friends called him stupid. Okay, and what did they do? They proceeded deeper into the Himalayas. It means they went more deep in the Himalayas. Okay, and the friend who got his treasure, he returned home by taking his treasure. The friend who got the treasure, he returned to his home happily. Okay, cheerfully and happily. Now what happened? After a journey of another few days, the wick of the second friend dropped on the ground. He immediately dug up the place and found a treasure of silver. Now what happened? By the one friend has gone to his home. Okay. Now the other three friends, they traveled more kilometers. Okay. They traveled more. And what have they found there? Okay. After they traveled for some days, again the cotton wick of one of the friends again fell down. Okay. And when that cotton wick fell down, so he again started digging up the ground. And what did it found from the ground? That he finds a treasure of silver from the ground. Now what happened? He called his friends and asked him to pick their shares of silver and return, but his other two called him stupid and continued their journey. The one who had the treasure returned home with the wealth of silver. Okay, what happened then? Then again the same story happens. He gets the treasure of silver. He calls his other two friends and he tells that let us share this among all three of them. Let us all three share this treasure and let us go to home. Okay. And again the other two friends call him stupid, and they go more deep into the ground. They go more deep into the Himalayas, and the friend who gets the treasure of silver, he he returns back to his home happily. Now what happens? After a journey of a few more days, the wick of the third friend also dropped. He dug up the spot where the wick had fallen and uncovered a big treasure of gold. Now what happens? Again they travel. The two friends have gone to their homes. The two friends who were left, they again travel for few distance. They again travel for few more days, and again the cotton wick of one more friend fell down. Okay. And he again digs up that ground and he finds a treasure of gold now. Okay. First one finds the treasure of copper, the second friend finds the treasure of silver, and the third friend finds the treasure of gold. Now what happens? He said to his last friends, "Come on, let's share this wealth. It's enough for two of us. Why are you going alone any further?" But the fourth friend continued his journey, saying that he hoped to find diamonds. There, the one who had found gold returned to his home with his heap of gold. Again happened the same thing. The two friends who were left, one of those friends found the treasure of gold. He again calls his other friend and said that now we have this much treasure is enough for us. Now we will share this between both of us, and let us return home. Why will you travel for more? Okay. So what the fourth friend says, no, if you are finding gold, so I can find diamonds now. I will travel alone for my wealth. Okay. So what happened? The friend whose cotton wig had not fallen down, the fourth friend, he travels more. Okay. And the friend who found the treasure of gold, he returns back to his home. Now what happens? The fourth friend started walking alone in the direction where he hoped to find diamonds. But the wick he was holding didn't fall from his hand, and the fourth friend lost his way. He began wandering and was totally disoriented. While still wandering, he came across a strange man standing at a place. His body was drenched in blood. The strangest thing was a big wheel whirling overhead. Now what happened? The fourth friend, he started walking, and he walked for many days, but his cotton wick didn't fell down. Okay, didn't fell. Okay, and after some days, he was walking for several days. He had lost his way also. Lost his way means ये वो रास्ता भूल गया. Okay, so he lost his way. Okay, and he became totally isolated. Okay, and while he was still wondering that how to get more gold, how to get more diamonds, and how to get out of this forest of this Himalaya, he finds a strange man. Okay, he met with a strange man who was standing at a place, and what was happening, and what happened? His body was drenched in blood. It means his body was full of blood. Blood was coming from his body. Okay, what was more strange thing for with that man? Strangest thing, he was having a big wheel whirling over his head. See in the picture like this, his clothes are drenched with blood, and over his head is a big wheel like this in the figure, as you can see in the figure here. Now The fourth friend went to him quietly and asked in surprise, "Who are you, and what kind of wheel is this whirling over your head?" Okay, hardly. So the fourth friend went to him, okay, and he asked him that, "Who are you, and why is this wheel upon your head? And why is this wheel there upon your head?" Hardly had the fourth friend finished his question when the big wheel shifted its position and came straight over the head of the fourth friend. Now see what happens. Okay. So when the fourth friend was asking these questions to the strange man, so what happened? Suddenly the wheel shifted from the fourth man to from the strange man to the fourth man. Okay. Now what happened? See. Still whirling. The fourth friend cried in pain and disbelief. "Friend, what is this?" When the wheel gets shifted to his place, gets shifted to his head, he becomes scared and he asks, "What is this? Why this is happening to him? Why this is happening to me? It's giving me tremendous pain." Okay, the fourth friend is saying that it is giving me a lot of pain. "This wheel was attached to my head in the similar fashion," the other man replied. And after hearing what the other man replied, that the same wheel was attached with me, was attached to my head. Okay, and now it is with you. And when will I get rid of it? Okay. Now again the fourth friend asked him that when I will get away from this wheel. Okay, asked the fourth friend and started weeping. After seeing that, after seeing the wheel over his head, he gets scared and he says that when I will get away from this wheel, and he starts crying. He becomes scared and he starts weeping, he starts crying. Then what the other man replies, what the strange man replies, "Only when someone carrying the magic wick comes wandering at this place and speaks to you," said the man. Now what happens? What does the man say? "You will only get rid of this wheel when the other person carrying those magical wicks will come to you. Okay, and he will start talking to you. Then only you will get rid of those wick of the whirling wheel. Please tell me, how have you been here?" The fourth man asks that, "How have you been? How have you been in this position at this place?" Okay. The fourth man asked, still sobbing. So sobbing means still crying. Okay, he was scared, so he was crying, he was weeping. And while weeping, he asked this question that, "How have you been at this place?" Now what happens? "Even I myself don't have the answer of your question," replied the man. What did the other man replies? The other man replies that, "I myself don't have the answer of this question. Why am I here?" Okay, "But I came here during the reign of King Rama." Okay, what does the man say? The man is saying that, "I don't know why I am here, but I came here during the time of King Rama." Okay, what happens? "I was a poor man like you. Somewhere I got a magic wick and came to this place in search of diamonds." See, the same story has been repeated with this man also. He was a person from the reign of King Rama. Okay, and he was also a poor man like the fourth friend. Okay, and he came to this place in search of diamond, and this thing happened to him. "I saw a man standing here with this wheel whirling over his head. As soon as I put up this question, as you put up to me a moment ago, the wheel came upon me. How did you manage your food during such a long period?" asked the fourth friend in a trembling voice. Okay, the strange man says that, "I also came like you, and I also asked the question, why are you here?" And with the other man, and as soon as I asked this question, this wheel shifted to me. Okay, and since then I am like this. Okay, the fourth friend again asks him with in a very scary voice and trembling voice. Okay, that he asks that, "How did you manage your food during such a long period? Okay, how have you eaten? How were you living by this wheel for such a long period?" "You will not ever need food or water. You are also free from sleep, old age, or death. You would only suffer pain for centuries unless someone approaches you with the same magic wick." Okay, so what the other man says that, now you will also not need any food or water. You are also free from sleep. You are also free from old age. It means from getting old, and you will also not die. You will not die also. Okay. Till what time? For centuries. And till what time? For centuries you will stay like this. The other man says that for centuries you will stay like this. Till the time some other person comes to you with those magic wicks and talks to you. Till that time you will stay like this only. Okay. In fact, this wheel made my Kuber to guard his wealth against the thieves and robbers. Okay, you know what happens? In fact, this wheel was made by Kuber to guard his wealth against the thieves and robbers. You know, he says that the wheel which he is having, this wheel, by whom it was made? It was made by Kuber. It is not Kuber, it is called Kuber. If I say Hindu mythology comes here, Kuber is regarded as the god of Hindus. Okay, and he keeps the data and things of all the wealth in the Swarglok. Okay, so he's Kuber. Okay, so what is said here? This is the wheel of the Kuber, which was made by Kuber to guard his wealth from thieves and robbers. Now, so goodbye, my friend. The man went away, leaving the third friend with the wheel over his head. Okay, so the strange man, he goes away. See, he says goodbye to the fourth friend and he goes away to another place. Now, when the third friend found that his friend was taking too long to return, he set to find him. He finally arrived at the same place where the fourth man was standing. Where the fourth friend was standing, drenched in blood, with a wheel whirling over his head. What is this? He asked his friend with great astonishment. This is a result of my greed of wealth, replied the fourth. And he narrated the whole story, weeping and mourning. I am sorry to see your ill fate, friend, but didn't listen. But what is written? But you didn't listen to me when I offered you gold. You wanted more. Now I can only wish you is all the best. Saying so, the third friend went away with a heavy heart. Now what happens? The third friend who found the treasure of gold, he thinks that now the fourth friend is taking a lot of time to return, and he goes on searching for his friend now. And the third friend also reaches that same place where he finds where his fourth friend was standing. Okay, and he found that the fourth man was drenched in blood, was full in blood. Okay, his clothes were drenched in blood and the wheel whirling over his head. Okay, he asked how has this happened? So what happened next? The fourth friend narrated that same story to him also, and he said that I am very sorry for you because I told you that let us take the treasure of gold and let us go away, but you wanted more, you wanted diamonds, and this is the result of your greed. And all the thing that I can do is wish you all the best. And what happened next? The third friend returned with a heavy heart. It means with a sad heart. Sadly, he returns back to his village. So this is there in the story. Okay, so again, the moral, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is we should not greed so much. Okay, we should be happy in whatever we have. Okay, so this was the story. Very easy story, very nice story. I hope you have understood, and if you have any problem you can ask to me in the live class. I will share the PDF and exercises of this chapter, and you can write in your literature copy. Thank you class for listening. We'll be meeting with the next video. Thank you.